Most likely you're here today because you're struggling to get clients for your insurance business, or perhaps you're a new insurance agent or aspiring insurance agent, and you're looking and doing your due diligence for the best ways to generate clients for your insurance business. And if that's the case, you found the right video, because what I'm going to be doing today is giving you my 5 favorite strategies to generate new clients for your insurance business. And all of what I'm about to share with you is based off of 10 plus years in the insurance sales business, teaching and training more than 3,000 insurance agents nationally in my insurance agency business, and also doing these kind of educational videos for many years on end. So what you're about to receive is real world training, real world advice to get you results so that you can add more clients to your insurance business. So let's take it away. Howdy, it's Dave Duford at the Ford Insurance Group. I train and recruit agents nationally to sell final expense Medicare and annuities face-to-face or over the phone. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking this video if you happen to enjoy this kind of content. And if you'd like to learn more about joining the Ford Insurance Group to sell one of those products I mentioned previously, go to davidduford.com/FAQ. So again, the purpose of this video is to really go over the tried and true methods of how to gain insurance clients for your insurance business. And again, this is going to be catered towards the agents that are either struggling or who are new or aspiring to this business. It's not so much meant for the experienced agent, because a lot of the information I'm about to share is going to be basic in its intent. But the idea behind there is to provide a solid foundation to know what your options are and how to implement kind of strategies to get results. And also, where relevant, I'm going to throw in scripts of how I would generate these clients using the different strategies I'm about to mention. So feel free to take these scripts, modulate it towards your particular product you're selling, and see that it actually gets results. Okay, so the first strategy that still works as of 2022 is cold calling over the phone. I know. You might be thinking, oh, Dave, there's technology, there's leads, there's social media. Why would I ever want to cold call? Well, that's exactly the reason why you want to cold call, because as soon as things tend to go out of vogue, the opportunity tends to go up because there's not nearly as many competition going after the cold call method to generate leads. Now, my personal approach to doing cold call would be to facilitate an appointment or a meeting face-to-face. So now, why do I like cold calling? Well, first of all, it's very inexpensive. It is a quick and dirty way to talk to a lot of people, whether you sell business to business or business to consumer. It's going to get you in front of a lot of prospects. And as long as you do the activity necessary, believe me, you're going to run into prospects that are going to be interested in talking to you and will actually buy a policy from you. So what I'm about to share with you is a script that will get you in the door to then do a presentation. So here's a script that I would recommend to cold call and set appointments to see people face to face. Hey, Mr. Jones, this is David Duford calling. I help seniors with final expense policies that are affordable and can get you quality coverage in place quickly without an examination. I'm actually going to be in your neighborhood tomorrow and wanted to spend 5 minutes to show you how these programs work. Can I come by at 2 o'clock, or does 10 work better? Now, again, what I've just done is specific for what's called final expense coverage, but you can take that whole reference to final expense out and then put something into reference of what you do or what you specialize in. It can be about car insurance. It can be about business insurance. It can be about something. You need some kind of benefit statement that will replace that, but the structure of the rest of the script absolutely still works. So use that if you're interested in cold calling. And don't forget, please, that you can't just trust a couple of these calls to produce results. You're going to have to do hundreds of calls a day to get any kind of results, business to consumer or business to business. It's all about the volume of calls. So very much related to cold calling over the phone is cold canvassing or cold door knocking for insurance business. Now, why does this work? Again, kind of for the same reasons why cold calling still works, is that everybody nowadays is obsessed with technology and talking and marketing off of technology and not doing the old-fashioned approach. Well, there's a heck of a lot of prospects that need insurance but aren't in the market. They're just unaware that they need it. But they do need it, and they need somebody to show them that they need it. And they need to be approached in a way that kind of catches them off guard out of the normal funnel that people tend to not be in at any given time. So door knocking is a fantastic way to get in front of quality prospects that aren't going through this typical funnel process that you find with any kind of like paid marketing strategy. The other benefit of door knocking is that people tend to be a lot more nicer, a lot more approachable, and will at least give you a few seconds to explain what the purpose of your intent is to be there, and will give you a straightforward answer, many times a lot more in a more nicer way than what you would find over the phone. Also, the nice thing about door knocking is the conversion rate tends to be a lot higher. People who door knock for business tend to sit in front of more prospects than those who just exclusively use the phone to set appointments. So what kind of script should you use to get in the door? Pretty much the same script that you use over the phone. I'll repeat it now. Hey, you're Mr. Jones, right? My name is David Duford. The reason I'm here is because I help seniors with their final expense needs and to search out for policies that are affordable, that don't require examinations to cover expenses like burial and cremation costs. And the reason I'm here is just between appointments, wanted to stop in and show you how my plan works, and wondered if you had 10 minutes to speak with me out on the porch, or can I come in? Last thing I'll say about door knocking is that there's definitely cons, like with anything. And door knocking requires you to A, get out there in front of prospects, to weather the weather literally, and you never know what you're going to find behind each doors. Some people are appreciative, some people aren't, but it's definitely a grind type of prospecting strategy, and it isn't necessarily for the faint of heart either. So number 3 method to generate clients for an insurance business is utilizing your sphere of influence. So what is your sphere of influence? Your sphere of influence is the collection of people, acquaintances, friends, or family that you know that may pose to be good insurance prospects for the particular product you're selling. Now, a lot of people don't like selling friends and family, and that's completely fine. You don't have to do the strategy. I really abhorred it when I started back in 2011. Ultimately, I did sell a good bit of people in my family, but in the beginning, I didn't. But my perspective now, 10 years into the business, has changed in the sense that a lot of people won't buy unless they trust somebody, or unless they're approached that really otherwise need to get it, because the nature of most insurance products is that insurance is sold, not bought. People aren't necessarily looking for insurance like they're looking for a jug of milk or a loaf of bread. They have to be kind of presented the opportunity to buy. And utilizing friends and family in that kind of approach is a great way to get people to buy that normally wouldn't even think about buying. And plus, pro tip, you can make this process effortless with all the how the approach you take in approaching your friends and family without them banishing you and never seeing them again because you're too pushy and you bothered them and nobody's returning your phone calls or text messages anymore. So what's the approach that I recommend to do this? Let me explain to you kind of a sample script of how I would approach a friend about the insurance product that I'm representing. Hey, Rick, how's it going? Things going all right with you? Great. So, hey, I'm calling you because I wanted to give you kind of some insight on what I'm doing and just to see if you might be interested. If you're not, that's fine too. But let me tell you what I'm up to. So I've got this new job. I am selling life insurance for XYZ company. And one of the things they asked me to do is talk to my friends and family to kind of see what their interest level is in the insurance product. Again, there's no obligation or anything like that. I'd love the opportunity to show you kind of how these insurance products work, to see if there's maybe a way to help you out, or at very minimum, just give me an opportunity to practice my presentation and to get more comfortable with it so that I can do a better job of helping other people. So can I stop by tomorrow maybe for just 20 minutes, say at 10 o'clock, or does 2 work better? So again, the nice thing, the pros with a referral strategy and generating clients for your insurance business is that you'll convert a lot more business. There's an inherent level of trust and rapport already built into the deal. Of course, the cons is that you might get blackballed and never talk to again. But that usually is because the methodology that you use to help your friends and family is 1950s pressure-oriented, old-school stuff. And what I like to teach instead is a way to do it on a low-key basis, because people want to help you. Your friends and family absolutely want you to succeed. And as long as you go about it cool and relaxed, they'll likely reciprocate in the same cool and relaxed way and be willing to listen to you. Okay, so the fourth way, one of my favorite ways, my most favorite ways coming up, but my second favorite way to generate insurance clients for my insurance business is utilizing seminar marketing. So what is seminar marketing? Seminar marketing is simply going to groups that already meet together and then doing a presentation, an educational-based presentation that's related to your product that helps give the client education and information. And then out of that group of people that listen to you, some of them will express an interest to talk more one-on-one to see if there's an actual opportunity to buy a policy to better assuage maybe some of the concerns they have about not having enough life insurance coverage or not having the right Medicare coverage. So in case you're interested, I do have a course called the Seminar Marketing Mastery Course. It's really developed for final expense agents. It's at daviddufour.com/store. But either way, you don't have to buy it. It's very great. It's comprehensive. My agents who work with me get it for free. But in the essence of it, if you're wondering, is that if you're targeting the senior market, what we do is we go to senior living facilities, do 10, 15-minute short, brief presentations, farm for leads, and then sit down with just those people who express an interest in buying. And the cool thing is if you do this well, it's a very low-cost way to generate leads. The people who do sit down with you already know, like, and trust you from the seminar you gave, and they tend to be pretty good buyers that stick well in the books. And compared to a lot of these other strategies, it's an enjoyable process to talk in front of people, to deal with people in a way that doesn't require you to show up randomly at their door or anything like that. So for some people, seminar marketing is just a world of fun, and it's something I absolutely recommend, especially if you don't have a lot of money to invest in leads. And this brings me to my fifth and most liked and most favored strategy in generating insurance clients for your insurance business, and that is using purchased leads to get qualified prospects who have raised their hand in interest to want to speak with you about what kind of products and services that you offer. So for example, there's a lot of different ways to get purchased leads, but it tends to be in many of the businesses that I'm involved with and the other ones that I study and I'm aware of, that direct mail is one of the best strategies to get in front of very good prospects. Again, hard to believe in our technological age where everything is supposedly digital, but a lead that's mailed back tends to be a lot more interested. They had to take a lot more physical steps, literally and figuratively, to fill out the card, put it back in the mailbox. And there's a lot more engagement and interest than, say, a digital lead, where the way that most digital leads work is they're screwing off on Facebook, nothing important they're doing, and they come across a random ad, fill it out in a matter of seconds, and go back to laughing at funny cat memes and arguing about politics. So there's not as much engagement with those type of leads, and therefore the quality isn't as good. But still, there's good quality out of those leads. I'm just differentiating what I feel are the better ones. So if you work with a good vendor, you don't have to do your own marketing for Facebook. You certainly have to buy the ink and the postcards. There's a lot of vendors out there who will do the whole service for you. You just hand them over your money. They'll process the mailing, drop it wherever you want to, or they'll process your Facebook or digital lead campaign, drop the area or target the area you want to, and you just sit back and wait for leads. Again, what I do in the final expense and Medicare arena, we predominantly depend on direct mail leads for our face-to-face agents as being the predominant primary source of the best quality leads. And if we talk to somebody who's a telesales agent at the Ford Insurance Group, what we're using predominantly is a Facebook or digital lead or some kind of well-vetted, compliant telemarketed lead. Those are our best choices and options in our type of business. So what are the cons to these kind of leads? Although they do have people expressing interest, you're going to get a lot of leads that never pick up the phone, that don't remember filling out the information, that thought the intent of the lead was for something other than life insurance or whatever product you're selling. These are normal parts of the business, no matter what kind of leads you get. And one of the things you have to embrace if you're going to buy leads is to not dabble in leads. You really have to go all in. The best agents that utilize a paid lead strategy aren't just buying 10 here, 10 there. The top producers I'm thinking up off the top of my head are buying 30, 40, 50, even 100 plus leads every week, like clockwork. So if you're going to use a paid lead generation strategy, it's not something you just kind of ho-hum around with. You got to dial it in place, automate it, and then scale it high enough so that you're buried in interest, you're buried in business. The best problem to have, I believe, is too many people to talk to. Likewise, the worst problem to have is too few. So if we're going to have problems, why not have the best problems as opposed to the worst? And that's what paid leads do for you if you set it up correctly. So you've learned the 5 ways to gain prospects and clients for your insurance business. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments below if there's another way that you like that would be great for those people who are new, wondering what the business is like, what the options are, and if there's something I missed out you want to include, feel free to include it in the comments below. And of course, thank you always as watching, and certainly mosey on over to daviddufour.com if you're interested to learn how we help agents become top producers. Y'all take care and have a fantastic day. Thank you.